This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here at Watkins Glen, New York. And it's a glorious afternoon day here in the hills of America as the trucks are road course racing tonight. And, you know, it's not 2.5 miles like Daytona is in this current layout, but hey, I gotta be honest. I love a good old road course racing, and boy, these guys are looking absolutely flying out here today. It's going to be a great race. Peyton, how are you feeling about today, and what are we going to expect from these guys?
Well, I'm coming from a NASCAR standpoint. These cars like to turn left, that's for sure, but a lot of them, road course racing is their hard standpoint, and they don't know how to get around a road course. So it's going to be very interesting to see how a lot of these oval drivers get around this course. And it's a pretty simple course, but these trucks are always set up loose here, and I'm excited to see excited to see the racing here tonight.
Indeed, it's definitely going to be a eye-opener to see how everyone's going to get around here, especially in a racing format, because it's always a toss-up after last week with the Eldora. Also an update on that Eldora broadcast that will be uploaded tonight. After this broadcast, I finally got able to download the files and edit them together. It just takes a long time to take out the commercials so everyone can go there. But yeah, a lot of people, it's a love-hate relationship with road courses and oval series. As somebody who's driven on Watkins Glen in real life and in the sim multiple thousands of times, but when I race here in real life in the USF 2000 series, it is an absolute blast to race around this track.
This track is definitely a fun track to race in. I did the iRacing Watkins Glen, and that was just so fun. But coming from oval, it's definitely something that you have to get your head around, and those people that do have a road racing background definitely have a advantage here.
We take a look at our qualifying right now. Let's go out on track and see who's out there. Taking a look at Keith Bradley right now. He's currently sitting in 6th place. He comes out of the carousel heading into the final two corners. And this bus stop, the boot cut, as I like to call it, the boot cut, it saves a lot of time. And that boot is like probably the most technical part of this track. So this layout for the Cup version is very group racing formatted, which I think is a very smart thing to do, especially around here, as Keith Bradley finishes his second lap and goes second place right now. And Dustin Scruggs just comes across the line as he goes into third.
Now, I was looking through practice, and Max Steck, he's definitely someone I'm going to keep my eye on tonight. He's been flying all night through practice, and it looks like he does have the fastest qualifying so far. But we'll see if that can change with Taylor Peacock about to come across the line.
As Peacock goes very wide, almost kissing the wall right there, coming across the line to set down his first lap time. Peacock goes into 12th, and as we're waiting for more drivers to put down their lap times, we got a little question in chat. You think that Johan is asking that they think the broadcasters should try racing in the series? Peyton, would you be up for that?
I said last week or 2 weeks ago before the broadcast that it'd be awesome to race in here. But this league has an iRating cap of, what is it, 2,500?
Indeed.
I do not have under a 2,500 for oval racing, so which is tough. And I got other leagues that I participate in.
I can't turn left, so I'm out.
Well, you can turn left, just not an oval.
I can't turn left outside of an Indy car. Let's just say that.
There you go.
I like my downforce and I like my single seaters.
Yeah.
And last time I attempted driving a Cup car on stream, I spun it coming out of the pit lane while trying to do a hot lap for everybody. So I think everyone knows that I'm the least qualified person to be racing in this series.
Yeah, these NASCAR trucks and even the Xfinity cars and the Cup cars on road courses, they get super technical, and a lot of it seems super easy, but they just they have no downforce or very little downforce compared to like Indy cars and the GT cars that you see racing at in the IMSA races and all the Indy races that you see. So the strategy that comes behind these cars is definitely the fun part of watching all this.
Indeed, and I got to be honest, it's going to be very interesting to see how these cars do it. And they do have downforce, but it's more in the terms of drag with that massive spoiler. But hey, qualifying's over. Let's walk you through the grid as we get ready to go green flag racing here at the Glen. Max Steck wins the pole position right ahead of Keith Bradley. They're going to be 1-2 right there. McKinnon Motorsports having a driver up there. Michael's going to be very happy about that. They're followed by Dustin Scruggs and Bradley G. Wilson in third and fourth place. And also Watkins Glen is home to the longest pace lap in the world, so we're going to be taking our time through this. In fifth place, it is Stephen Thomas, the Virginia's driver. Gonna be looking to make a good impact here today and try to survive all of this race. They're followed by Chris Cinnamon, Clinton Castleberry, Michael McKinnon, Nathan Rogie, Dan Gallant, Tyler Dittmer, and Taylor Peacock in 12th place. They're followed by Lance Miller, Dana Hagan, Scott Osment, Matthew Highmore, Jeff Sickles, Ben Ganoyski, Tyler Daniels, Robert Richards, Jonathan Munda, Michael Adamson, Zach Adams, and Stephen Gregory at the end of this 24-car grid lined up here in beautiful New York. And for those of you who don't know your Watkins Glen history, Watkins Glen used to go through the city of Watkins Glen on a 6-mile long road course. But unfortunately, after a few Formula One and USAC incidents, they decided to build this glorious racetrack here. And now we have Watkins Glen, the circuit, which I got to say, beautiful, fun to drive, and everything, as the field is getting underway.
It's going to be interesting to see this first corner. As a lot of people overestimate how well these brakes work on these NASCARs. in NASA trucks. So very curious to see how many people will take it nice and easy through turn 1.
Knowing these guys, they aren't going to be taking it nice and easy. Sorry about that little picture break. Had to adjust the sound settings, so I still had it on our iRacing short course series, which is on every week, every Wednesday night here on Racecraft TV. Join me and Dan Arnold as we go dirt racing for the iRacing short course series. And speaking of dirt racing, these guys at Eldora provided a heck of a show for everyone.
Yeah, I'm very upset that I had to miss that. We definitely wanted to see that, but things happen, and I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, we're glad to have you back. Glad to have a few of our other drivers back here as well. Keith Bradley missed that round. He's a midget driver in real life, so he knew how to win there, and he just unfortunately wasn't there, and so he was watching it. He's watching it all happen out there. It was actually requested to get into the booth, but unfortunately he wasn't in the booth before the race started, so he's looking for a little bit of redemption and try to take this one around the outside. They're behind our iRacing safety car, that Porsche, leading them out here right now, and they're all under the gun from 05 Max Steck, who's sporting a new paint scheme today.
It does look good, showing off those new paints and coming around the last corner before we take the green flag here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to get ready to rock and roll as it's green, green, green here at Watkins Glen.
Hard on the brakes through turn 1.
Good run up to turn 1. Watch Keith Bradley. He's going to try to swing it around the outside. Bradley goes very wide. Bradley takes the lead immediately. We got cars around. That's the 89 stuck in the middle of the track. Dan Gallant spun around. That Phantom Graphics car looking very wrecked up right there as the rest of the field is coming up through the S's. It's Bradley, Steck, Wilson, Scruggs, Thomas, Cinnamon, Castleberry, McKinnon, Rogie, and Dittmer, your top 10. First time heading into the bus stop corner. Wilson, early lead in, and he's gaining on Steck right there. Steck had a little bit of a delay heading into that corner as they go around the carousel right now.
Yeah, Bradley had an awesome start of the race and just used the outside to his advantage. It took the momentum and made it work. Now he's sitting in the front and with clear track and clean air.
Keith Bradley, he has a rookie road license, so doesn't do a lot of official road racing, but you know, when it comes down to it, you will find him practicing for an event, and he's certainly done his homework here today.
Curious to see over this 60-lap race with these stages on how it's going to come down to pitting strategy and tire wear, because a lot of people might not want to take tires because of the cold tires, as these cars, cold tires do not do well for them. So it's definitely a little bit different with the NASCARs compared to a GT car.
Right on board of Nathan Rogie, looking back at Tyler Dittmer. Dittmer actually going for a little bit laid back approach to this, was already on the bumper, but didn't want to make a risk a move this early on. But look at Rogie, he's looking down the inside of Michael McKinnon, and McKinnon sporting that red hot Fire 13 today. Is that a Dragon he's got on his car? I believe that's a Dragon.
Possibly.
I think he's driving a Skyrim car. I'm not sure, but Michael McKinnon's got an absolutely flaming hot livery, and you know, I've already got some puns lined up for that. We got a good fight for the lead between Steck, Bradley, and Wilson, our top 3. Clear the rest, and here goes Steck. He's looking down the inside. He's diving it deep onto the brakes, side by side into turn 1 they go. A little bit of a checkup right there, and here comes Wilson.
Now Wilson just not close enough to capitalize on that mistake, but yeah, getting loose on that inside. It's pretty early to start making moves, but the earlier you can make the moves, the quicker you can get away from the field.
Right on board. Bradley Wilson back in, dancing around a little bit right there as he's trying to catch up and stay within the draft of Steck and Bradley heading into the bus stop chicane. Now in road racing, it is very crucial part of the track, especially if you're side by side. And it's kind of a rule of thumb. You don't want to actually do the overtake on the inside, and you want to go for the outside, as the inside line has more reduced speed than the outside line heading into that corner. So we might see if some of them try to send up the inside, or some of them try to play the big brain move and swinging onto the outside, as Bradley getting a little bit loose here. Here comes Steck. Steck's is looking down the inside. He's going to break early, but that's going to force Bradley to go out wide. Steck playing the mind games here. Here comes Wilson off the exit.
Very close racing here for the top 3. And Steck going to the inside on Bradley. Let's see if he can make it stick this time around.
Oh, Steck diving it down low.
Up the track. Now they're 3 wide.
Oh, Steck's
no,
around!
Steck into the wall.
Steck got tapped by Bradley and into the wall.
Man, my pick, I definitely picked him to be up there pretty strong. That was
our pole sitter into the wall. Oh,
yeah,
no.
No source of the wall. That's engine damage. He's now going to be slow on straightaway
Suspension
speed
damage
and
as well.
corner. Yes, that's not going to help either. He's going to have to bring it in for some repairs. As there comes the 91 of Rogie. Might check him up and give
Dittmer a chance.
Dittmer a chance.
Well, let's ride on board Dittmer, because he knows that Max Steck is damaged, and he's got suspension damage, and Rogie is closing in on him. Rogie's not going to be taking him very aggressively heading into this corner, but this is going to be allowing Tyler Dittmer to catch him up, because off that exit it's going to be very crucial for Rogie. But Dittmer can't really do anything up the inside, especially if Max is going into the pits. Max is staying out. That's a bold move right there. And up ahead, we got a side-by-side fight with Chris Cinnamon and Clinton Casperry side-by-side heading into turn 1. And really, it's not that much of a side-by-side. It's more of a clean sweep right there. Casperry's just swooping around that corner.
It looks like these intervals are very interesting. Keith Bradley just starting to check out from the field.
Well,
not too
blame him.
big of a gap, but
look at the damage on the nose of Wilson.
Wow, Wilson, I didn't realize he had much damage, but it looks like he can hold his own right now, staying up in the top 3.
He's down on horsepower, definitely. He's down on horsepower,
yeah, sure.
down on aerodynamics, and he's got Scruggs and Thomas right behind him, and these two are looking hungry.
Yeah, positions can go quick. Oh, as the 23 gets a little loose coming off of the carousel.
Yep.
Yep.
Thomas getting a little bit out of there. And oh my goodness, we got a car off in the background. Tyler Dittmer is stopped. Oh no. Unfortunately, our replay tool is not working today. As this is just not catching these overtakes. Actually, I don't believe that was an overtake at all, as Max Steck is looking for a overtake on Chris Cinnamon down the straight. With a damaged car, Steck setting it down low. And look who's following him. Nathan Rogie down low with that number 3.
Yeah, Steck's trying to stay out for as long as he can, trying to make it past that first stage, which I believe is in about 10 more laps or 9 more laps. You'll see these cars getting a little sideways coming out of the corners, just pushing their car to every possible limit. Oh, and inside goes Rogie.
Brave move, a little bit of contact. Rogie goes deep and into the curb.
Very, very risky move there. Like you were saying, that bus stop is very dangerous to try to make an overtake on.
Oh, Dittmer's off again.
Dittmer is just having a rough day already in this beginning of the race. Dropping back all the way back to 17th.
Yeah, he's sitting at 17th right now. He's not going to be happy. First into the pits.
Oh!
Dustin Scruggs parked it and crashed into the pit lane. Oh, no.
You get a replay on that?
I can't. It's broken.
Oh, shoot.
If I could, I would.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to be on top of my game here today. Rest in peace, but I feel like it's just fixed itself now, so that will be good.
Yes.
As we do have a replay, Scruggs was coming out of the pit lane, and he just did a straight-up drive-through and down the inside of Rogie. Nope, the 71 is Zach Adams, but Adams just like, you know, thank you for the free spot. I'm going to just run away from you now.
Looks like Keith Bradley out in front has a comfortable lead, but Wilson still has his sights set and doesn't seem to be too far off the pace.
I want to know when Stephen Thomas is going to turn on the jets right now, because he knows Wilson has a little bit of damage, and the longer he goes, the more that damage is going to be wearing on his car.
Very true, but maybe it's not time to push it. He saw what happened when Wilson went for the pass, and he doesn't want that to happen to him. As he gets a little loose coming out of turn 1.
That's an understatement. He got very loose out of turn 1. And on Front Straight, we got a big gaggle of cars right now. That's Rogie. That's Rogie leading that pack up. At the back is Scott Osment. And Osment's got an entire crowd up in.
Sometimes that could be a good thing to see that you have that many people that you can pass, but to know that you have to get through this traffic is going to be very difficult.
I don't believe that was Rogie at all. That would be Dustin Scruggs.
Oh.
Dang you, RTR. Why do you keep changing your deliveries and making me confused?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Looks like Dustin Scruggs got bumped in the back because usually his family matters. You know, very classic camera looking at the back. Well, they don't look like people right now in this ad. With the amount of damage, and well, you know, you can take a screenshot of that because that's going to give you nightmares. You know, advertisers always attend for their advertiser speed, you know, not bent.
Yeah.
Ooh, right behind all of them, the orange car of, I believe that was Scott Osment, just getting absolutely just loose.
Did I hear
Jeff
a
Sickles.
Car explode?
Yes, Adamson is in the pits, and
oh no!
Oh, that's the second one of the night. Straight up crashed it into the pit lane.
Zach Adams coming out of the S's, I believe, just crazy pinned, coming out a little sideways, but keeping his foot down.
We're back to Robert Richards. Richards getting very dancy right now, and here comes Adams down low. Adams got a good run. Richards, though, defending in the middle of the track as they get back going again. Adams with a little bit of wiggle in the rear. And back up front as Wilson has caught up to Bradley, our top three, all within the same camera shot as they start racing on lap number 10 of 60. And I believe we're getting close to our first stage break.
Yeah, I do believe so. As that closes down, are there benefits to these stages, I believe?
Well, yeah, you get points.
Yeah, exactly. So Wilson, who clearly found something, even though his car is damaged, he has closed the gap from a second down to 0.3, and curious to see how his damage is going to play out after the stage ends, but
I gotta say, it is helping him in one way. He's not getting as loose off the corners as Bradley is because he doesn't have the engine power that Bradley does with that damage. So coming out of the corner, you aren't going to see that rear end dance around a lot compared to what Bradley is handling with.
Yes, very true. That could be a very big factor as he's starting to look towards the inside. Stage wins can give you a lot of points towards the series, and definitely something you want to play a part of, especially when you can see it. And you can see
Oh,
Thomas.
wait, there was the car backwards right there on the pit lane. This 00 was around. That's Jonathan Munda stuck in the middle of the track.
Oh, no.
And we do have a replay of what's happened to Jonathan Munda. And that was just... It just saw it out of the corner of my eye when it happened.
Comes into their corner just like normal.
Oh. Well, not sure it's the right lap, but it was one of the incidents. Back alive, and Munda being a little bit of a hassle for Nathan Rogie.
Oh, trying to get out of the way, not... Ugh.
Oh, he's got nowhere to go, really. They're trying to go around the outside. He's just holding down the inside line, and it's going to be longer and longer for them as he now gets out of the way, gets onto the brakes. Back up front, Wilson and Bradley as they've dropped Thomas, who got very scared by the 00.
Steven Thomas trying to hang on to this front pack right here. Starting to fall back a little bit and not fall into the clutches of Clinton Castleberry.
I feel like he got a little bit spooked from a incident as well. He might have had a little bit of a bad bus stop as we were looking at that replay.
Wilson's starting to put on the pressure on Bradley with even though he has damage, it looks like he can hang on to it. So very late braking, you can see going into the bus stop, and
he just needs to be smooth and not make mistakes, and he'll be able to stay right there. We know he has to pace. He just needs to keep his tires alive. You only got a few more laps to go in this stage, but the longer you keep your tires, the more you'll be able to get onto the power easier compared to the next guy, which is the part that he is leading in now with that reduced power. And Bradley goes wide and into the grass. And here comes Wilson.
Inside, coming through. Last corner coming to the finish here, but it looks like you might get it side by side coming down the front straightaway.
We got a drag race, and it's going to be Bradley leaning by a car's length, but Wilson, he's down the inside. Going to force Bradley to go wide. He goes as wide as you want here. And Bradley's stuck onto the curb. Here comes Wilson. Just got his nose on his tailpipe, and Bradley's going to force go wide. Side by side through the S's. Wilson around the outside. They're still side by side. And Wilson's going to take the lead right now, but now it's all about that horsepower, which Wilson does not have. He's looking to defend down the inside. Bradley can swoop it around the outside right here. Here we go. Side by side to the bus stop. Who's going to go downtown dancing here tonight? Wilson getting pushed out wide. Bradley holding down the inside line. They continue to be nose to tail. And look at Steven Thomas. He's rejoined this fight.
Yeah, Steven Thomas is enjoying this. He's loving every single minute of this and wants them to keep battling because that gives him a chance to gives him a chance to make the move for the lead, and
it gives us a chance to catch our breaths just a little bit before they head into the next corner. Bradley already looking for another setup around the outside, but he needs to watch his back end as Thomas is right on his bumper right now. Thomas going a little bit deep and a little bit wild off the exit.
Very tight racing up in the front pack, and man, it's crazy. It looks like Wilson's starting to give himself a little bit of a gap, but he goes wide coming off.
He's totally allowed to do that. He's totally allowed to do that.
Right.
You can go as wide as you want right there, just as long as you get back on track before that green, before the grass is right there. You're good. You're legal.
Going off of that right there, it's not that it's illegal, but it can upset your car a lot. And looks like he handled it pretty well. But Bradley getting back to the bumper, coming off the straightaway with not as much horsepower as Bradley. Wilson's carrying his momentum and driving the defensive line.
Wilson just needs to keep his head in the game and not make mistakes. He's got one more lap to worry about Keith Bradley. And Keith Bradley's going to be as aggressive as he can be. And he's going to try to send it down low immediately in the second to last corner. That left-hander very tricky right now. Wilson holding down that inside line. Bradley holding around to the outside line. Once again, they're going to go side by side. Very sharp turn by Wilson. That's going to allow Bradley to carry that momentum, swinging around the outside and retake the lead here. With 1 lap to go here in stage number 1, it is Bradley, Wilson, Thomas heading into turn 1 now. And big wiggle by Bradley. Here comes Wilson now, side by side into the S's.
Looks like Bradley's holding his own right now with that damage. That draft is helping him out big time with the damage that he has. But
that car is unstable. He doesn't have the tires, though. Those tires are dead right now as they're wiggling all over the place. Thomas dies down low of Wilson. This is what Bradley needs. He sees that in his mirrors as they're going to be battling out for second place. Thomas dies down low. Thomas up into second. Here comes Wilson off the exit now. Ooh, Thomas sideways
out of the bus stop.
Thomas again, big wiggle. Bradley's got a lot of speed on Thomas. Thomas looking to defend into that corner. He's actively blocking him into the braking zone. Thomas stays in second place. 1 corner to go. Keith Bradley's going to win this stage. Thomas and Wilson nose tail with each other. And it is not going to be in change positions right there. But Keith Bradley takes stage number 1.
All right, man. Caution is out.
And they now call the caution. Our top 10 are Bradley, Thomas, Wilson, Castleberry, Steck, Cinnamon, Rogie, Scruggs, Adams, and Stephen Gregory. Our top 10 point scoring drivers here in stage number 1. We'll be right back here on Racecraft TV for 60 at the Glen. And it'll be 20 laps here in stage number 2. Stay right there. You won't miss a thing. We'll be right back. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We are back here live at Watkins Glen as the drivers make their way into the pit stops. We're going to have a race off a pit lane, and winning that race is going to be Stephen Thomas by a nose ahead of Keith Bradley and Quentin Castleberry. And look at where Wilson is still in his pit box.
Getting the damage repaired.
No fast pairs in this series. And he's going to be coming out in 11th place.
Now, that makes me wonder, like, is it worth it getting all that damage repaired? If you were clearly hanging on to the top 3 in the first stage, would you get your damage repaired? Like,
well,
is it going to be worth going through the traffic?
Yes, it will be, because when they finished, they were about 4 seconds faster than the cars behind him. So he definitely has the speed to make it work. It's just, you got to keep your engine, you got to keep yourself clean going through the field. You got 9 cars ahead of you, as well as Bradley and Thomas, and they got a few other cars that might be a little advantageous behind them, but he knows that they can pull away, and he wants to go for that overall win, and that damage is holding him back, and he doesn't want that damage to hold him back at all.
Stephen Thomas was what a great pit stop, getting out in front of the leader.
14.97 seconds.
And what was
15.5.
Wow, almost 5/10 faster. That's insane.
Might have went a little extra light on the fuel adage, but we'll find out if he could just make it to the end. 20 laps here in stage number 2 instead of the 15 in stage number 1. And then stage number 3, 25. So, I believe fuel strategy might be a little bit of a stretch. And lights go out on the pace car as we're seeing our drivers take their lines. Looks like Thomas electing to go out to that inside line.
Yeah, but I'm sure Bradley's probably happy about that, because that's what happened off the start of the race. Bradley was on the outside and he made it. He made it work.
On the outside, turn 1. That was on Max Steck. He wasn't side by side with Keith Bradley. And speaking of Max Steck, he's down there in 15th, and oof, that truck is not looking good. We saw him get that big hit into the wall, and he took some damage repairs, but you know, that's not buffing itself out. Remember, in the truck series, we do not get any fast repairs. Be right on board with Keith Bradley right now. Stage 1 winner. Definitely looking to make that stage 1 and 2 winner, but he's got to deal with our current leader, Stephen Thomas, whose pit crew got him into the lead. Didn't have the greatest start, but Thomas knows how to make it work. Also, update on our Southern Autoglass Hard Charger Award. Stephen Gregory and Zach Adams are tied for it. They'll be starting right beside each other. So whoever gets ahead of each other takes the lead.
It's been good racing here all night, and see how the racing takes in this stage. I wonder if anyone was holding anything back, making sure their car's nice and clean for the last stage.
I'm saying Stephen Thomas is just playing it easy. I feel like now he'll be on pole. He's going to put the pedal to the middle. And we're going to see him go pedal to the middle as the pace car pulls off right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go green, green, green here at the Glen for stage number 2 of the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here on Racecraft TV.
He's got it. He's got that gap, but look at Bradley trying to make that outside
Bradley
work.
does not have anything. Thomas sent it into turn 1. Thomas two-wheeling, and Bradley's going to do the undercut right there. What a move by Bradley. Thomas was a little bit over-aggressive right there. Nerves probably got to him as he comes out in 2nd place. And Keith Bradley, well, he just has to put the head down and let that eagle fly right now as the field right behind him is getting back onto the track. It's Thomas going deep into the bus stop. Oh, it is slow off of it. Very upset at the car right now. This is great news if you're Keith Bradley.
And even Castleberry coming up from the back, seeing these mistakes being made, he might have an opportunity to get up there and start and battle for the lead.
And another driver we were going to follow is Wilson. Did not gain he gained one spot off that start. Hasn't gained up anymore right now. He's currently following Robert Richards. He took all that time to fix his damage. We're going to see if that's going to pay off for him right now. We got a fight up there. That is Chris Cinnamon looking down low on Dustin Scruggs. They're side by side heading into turn 1. Deep onto the brakes. Scruggs going a little bit deeper, a little bit insecurities right behind him. And Robert Richards gets a little bit rear-ended. That was by Bradley Wilson into the back. And Wilson has got his front damage back again. After getting into the back of Robert Richards, a little bit of a slinky effect heading into turn 1.
Now Wilson's got to get through this field a little bit quicker if he wants to get back to the leader, as the gap between him and the leader is almost 6 seconds outside going to the bus stop.
My goodness, Richards going deep into the bus stop right there, but coming out of the S's, Richards was almost sideways in the completely dangerous Clemson Tiger 46 car. Well, 48 car is looking absolutely dangerous right there. And Wilson probably doesn't want to see any more of that 48 in front of him.
No, Wilson definitely wants to get through the field, knowing that the leader is was right in front of him, and now he's just watching the gap get further and further. And now he has to get through this traffic for trying to repair the damage. Hits the curb, that can upset the car.
Oh, that's gonna just kill his speed right there. Got another fight up front. Cinnamon defending from Gregory now. Cinnamon was going very slow today. A lot of drivers been able to get around him. I feel like he's going for a long game. Wilson onto the outside of Richards. Not going to be able to make it work. Also, Keith Bradley and Stephen Thomas, they've caught back up to each other. I told you Stephen is quick. He just posted the fastest lap of the race.
Wow, what a lap, that's for sure. 1:15.24, I believe.
Yep.
That is definitely pretty quick. That's an entire
6/10 faster than Keith Bradley.
Wow. Yeah, Bradley might be trying to just drive defensive. It's hard to drive when you have that one car in your mirror for the whole race, and the pressure gets put on you to drive perfect.
As Wilson, we saw it at the back of the shot right there. Shot immediately down to the inside. He wasn't clear of it. That's Lance Miller in the background getting it off and doing a little bit of lawn maintenance back there. And Richards going wide. Here comes Wilson. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Wilson back end tail happier than a fox on a Sunday. Looking for another switchback right there. And man, Robert Richards and Bradley Wilson getting a little bit rough and tumbling with each other. And they have Max Steck on their tail. And Max Steck was our pole sitter. He definitely knows how to get around here, either with a damaged car and Steck getting into the back of Wilson.
And you got to remember, Wilson was the one that got in the back of Steck in the beginning, and you know, didn't sound turn. So see what Steck can do to battle for a top 10 position so far.
I don't believe Max is going to repay the favor. He's a good guy. I'm pretty sure the two dogs on the back end of his car would not agree with a little bit of revenge. True. And I'm pretty sure the stewards won't like it, but I know some of the old hardcore veterans and fans of Rubbins Racing will be like, yeah, he deserves a punt. I'm not one of those people. It would certainly spice up the story, but I'm not saying go for it.
Nah, there's cases of when you do it, but that was definitely not a case. It definitely was an a racing incident. So, but Max Steck still looking to pass him, and
Bradley going deep. Oh my goodness, Richards deep again, and here comes Wilson. I don't think Richards' brakes are working for him. He's been going deep on every corner, heading into turn 1. Wilson trying to hold it around the outside. Wilson stays down. Wilson's got it. sneaks ahead of Richards, and now Richards slotted ahead of Max Steck. And, well, that's one down for Wilson. 8 more to go. But with all those laps already spent on just trying to overtake one car, it's got a little bit of a gap to Zach Adams as Max Steck's looking down to the inside of Richards, heading into the bus stop. Richards goes deep onto the brakes and easily making it through there. And look how close he already is. And Richards is sliding out of the exit. Did you hear the lift from Steck?
It did. Hey, got to keep that car clean. He knows. Looking to the outside.
Switch back to the inside.
Will he make it happen?
Well, Richards is famous for going very deep on the brakes. We saw him do it a lot here. And Steck looking for that switchback move. You're going to see Richards going deep here again like he's done for the past 3 laps. There he goes again. Here comes Steck.
Studying your opponent is huge, especially with going into this corner. This might get a little interesting as Richards decides to drive in deeper than Steck.
Steck just let him by right there. I think he's still trying to figure out his car. Up out front, we still got Bradley and Thomas nose to tail with each other, just pulling away from the rest of this field.
Yeah, they got a pretty decent lead between them two. It's within half a second. Then there's 2.5 seconds back to Castleberry.
As they head into the carousel right now. Thomas, fastest lap of the race last time by, not that fast. Bradley, massive wiggle right there, heading out into the boot cut and into the final 2 quarters. And Dustin Scruggs has fallen a lot of space right there. Oh, Scruggs took a massive hit. Look at the damage on the front end. Oh, wait, that's Nathan Rogie ahead of him. But Scruggs fell down a lot coming out of the bus stop. And, oh, headed turn 1. Bradley, Thomas side by side. And down low, Stephen Thomas takes the lead.
Yeah, see, that shows you how much a mistake can hurt you in this at a road course. There's no cautions that can help you out when you're in the middle of the race. So having this happen for Thomas is huge. Just have that clean air, see if he can pull away. But Bradley's fast, you know, he might be able to find something staying behind Thomas.
10 laps to go here in stage number 2. We're racing to lap 35. And then it's a little bit of a break, but Bradley needs to be on the back of that Mission 1 Esports 23 Toyota of Stephen Thomas as he's starting to pull away.
Oh, and Bradley driving it in deep. Thomas getting loose out of the corner. That clean air changes on how you come out of the corner, so definitely could be a factor trying to get used to.
He was used to with a little bit dirtier air, a little bit of a downforce inefficiency right there. So, you know, when you get into that clean air, you get a little bit antsy on that throttle. I know that feeling. When I see clean air, and I just want to punch it.
Yeah, the pressure still being put down.
Oh, that's Scruggs on the inside of the track.
Very close call for Wilson, who's now up into 7th. Looking into trying to get into that top 5 spot before the stage is over.
So on the back of Cinnamon, looking for 5th place right here. Round the outside, Cinnamon's going to let him by.
Sometimes you got to know when it's beneficial to fight for it, and obviously we're not even halfway through with this race, so Cinnamon's going to give it to him.
You sometimes got to know when to fold them. That if any country song note tells me right about that, and also just any poker lesson. It's really
that too.
You ever play poker?
I do play poker.
Do not play it against me.
Why?
You ever hear the aspect of anyone named after a city just never play poker with that guy?
That's true.
I'm Texan. It's named after Texas.
Very true.
Too bad I can't bet on it.
Hmm.
Cinnamon struggling for pace right now. So he's got Zach Adams right behind, and Cinnamon's just playing the safe, and you know, he's been able to stay in that top 10 just on pace, and been working out as a lot of mistakes been happening around him, and he's just really driving his own race, minding his own business. Smart moves.
Yeah, making sure his car's clear. What was that? Steck going to the inside, looking in the inside, trying to get a view of, trying to get a view of what's ahead of you could be a lot of help. Everyone says look ahead to understand what's coming for you, so.
Always want to look through the corner. That's what a few of my driving coaches said when I was racing up at karts. You want to look through the corner. And here comes Steck side by side with Zach Adams. Adams holding that outside line. Steck swings it down low, and the former pole sitter definitely showing the pace here today. As up in front, Bradley Wilson is on the back of Nathan Rogie, and Zach Adams and Robert Richards, both of them battling through that corner.
Oh, look at Robert going to the outside, making it stick, getting down to the bottom.
That is very deep.
Overdriving the corner, just a little bit pressure. Oh, he's trying to, very close.
Very risky rejoin. And now Scruggs want to take advantage of that. He's going to go down the inside of Adams.
Very tight racing here for a top 10 spot, and coming down the back straight. Ooh.
Wilson on Rogie, and wow, that was easy right there. As these guys are still nose to tail with each other through the bus stop.
It's like Thomas is starting to get a pretty decent sized gap on Bradley. Did Bradley make a mistake? Could have been. He got a gap instead of being nose to tail. But
he's not with him at all. He's a little bit in that draft, but 6 laps remaining. A big drift by Thomas.
And Thomas going to lead the field back down into just a few more laps, right?
Yep, 6 laps remaining.
6, yeah.
Math is confusing sometimes.
Math is confusing.
Especially when you start talking with racing numbers. I'm so glad I didn't do a lot of racing number breakdowns when I was in math in college, because I would always add 1.
Yeah.
Let's do 5 laps to go. Not the brightest. Coming out of the bus stop, that's just Dustin Scruggs on Zach Adams. Adams up 14 spots right now. Holding that outside line. Trying to make it work, but it's just... Adams is just too quick right there. But, you know, Dustin Scruggs never wanted to give up. Dancing on that bumper of the...
Whoa! Good save by Dustin, getting a little out of shape coming out of the corner.
Yeah, heart and mouth moment, 1,000. 5 laps to go here in the Glen. And a big wiggle by Scruggs. Adams has a little bit of a damage on his rear end, though. So that's going to be giving a little bit more drag to Scruggs right behind him and allow Scruggs to use that draft of his and get a good run heading into the braking zone. But that could also hurt him into the bus stop because it's easier with less downforce to go very deep. And that was perfect for Scruggs as he is sniffing on him.
Oh, yeah, getting super close. Very tight coming off this carousel. Got to be careful when you put your power down because it gets loose.
Yeah, especially if you just grip up those tires. They just want to send you where those wheels are pointing. If they ain't going fast enough, you're going to go around for a wild ride. And these two are closing in on Chris Cinnamon. And we might start having a three-way fight between these three.
Looks like it. Chris Cinnamon's been very conservative over this stage. Down 2 spots, but he's willing to give it up so that he keeps his car clean, it looks like. But we'll see what happens as veering out of the top 10 starts to come closer to him.
Yes!
Oh, got Scruggs in the wall!
Into the wall goes Scruggs. And the Rhett Tucker Racing 11, not 91, 11 is in the wall and out of the fight for the top 10. And boy, that's a heartbreaker. Unless you're Tyler Daniels, who just got the best freebie of his life.
Yes.
Yeah, it was such a good battle. Gnoisky is off in turn 1 and just slammed into the wall. And whoa, right behind him, Tyler Daniels went off the track 5 miles wide and almost went into Virginia.
Gotta be careful. Virginia's not too far. It's pretty far.
It's pretty far, but it was nailing the point home. Also, but I know it's Pennsylvania that neighbors New York, not Virginia. I'm not bad at geography.
Oh, I know.
I'm Texan. I don't leave over there. I don't live over there. I don't go over there mostly, but, you know, I do look at a map every now and then. The point is, he was going to go way far into the Appalachian Mountains.
Yes, for sure.
Pocono Mountains.
Yeah, we have the Apple.
Almost off track. He almost went off track. Okay, almost into the guard. He went far.
Look at Stephen Thomas increase that gap to over 2 seconds. Oh, but it's falling a little bit. But just checking out a little bit, giving himself some breathing room. To have that clean air and open track is very important, as we might start seeing some lap traffic start to come into play.
You can see gained 0.4 of a second on Keith Bradley for the last 2 laps. That's 0.8 in the last 2 laps, and I feel like we're going to see that go up another 0.4 again. Half a second faster that time by.
Wow. Oh, but he gets a little loose coming out of turn 1. He has definitely found the pace in here today. His car looks very strong.
He's found the pace, he's found the consistency, and he's found the right groove and the mindset. Stephen Thomas up 4 spots into the lead of this race. He had the fastest pit crew last time by. We were saying he's going to take this a little bit more aggressively in stage 2 now that he has a look on that outside line and a look at the just clean track ahead of him. And, well, he was definitely serving that point home.
Dittmer and Richards get together? Not a couple? I don't know.
Don't believe so, but that is
a Taylor Peacock in the dirt resetting.
Yeah, there's a tow for Taylor Peacock. As 1 lap to go, green and white flag is in the air. And here comes Stephen Thomas to get that green and white flag. This time by only a 10th faster than Bradley. As we mentioned, that giant wiggle in turn 1. Lap traffic right in front of Bradley. And Max Steck taking the pit lane.
He could be pitting for strategy, getting anything.
Yes, and Tyler Dimmer's in the wall right behind him.
Dimmer's been having a rough day. He had a good starting spot, but was up there for a while and then just started to make some small mistakes that led to bigger ones. So this could be huge.
Indeed, it could be. And Thomas taking it easy. That has fallen an entire second. Last lap of this stage. And I said Stephen Thomas could have underfueled the car to get that pit stop. He might be running out of fuel with just 1 quarter to go in this stage.
Could be, or he just had a better stop. better positioning in the pits.
Let me have this fuel calculation, okay? Either way, it's not going to matter. Stephen Thomas takes stage number 2. As our top 10 point scorers are going to be Stephen Thomas takes the win, followed by Keith Bradley, Quentin Castleberry, Bradley Wilson, Nathan Rogie, Stephen Gregory, Chris Cinnamon, Zach Adams, Scott Osment, and Lance Miller taking that top 10 spot. And I'm going to say, I think I went green, white flag 1 lap too early.
You did. Yes, you did.
Well, I did say I was bad at math.
Yeah, that's okay. We all make mistakes.
I am so glad I don't have my my personal Twitch emotes up here right now, because boy, I would be roasted.
All right, let's see what
Well, Thomas comes across the line right now to take stage number 2.
All right, man.
There we go.
There we go.
Thomas takes stage number 2, followed by Bradley, Castleberry, Wilson, Rogie, Gregory, Cinnamon, who is off the track right now. He's going to finish in 7th, followed by Adams, Osmat, and Miller. But all eyes are on the 23 of Stephen Thomas as they get lined up and ready to go. 25 laps of racing here at Let's Russ in stage number 3 for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here on Racecraft TV. We'll be right back after these messages. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We're back here live at Watkins Glen as it's the battle of the pit roads right now. Who's it going to be this time? Steven Thomas gets a good exit out there. He's going to take first out of there. We got a good battle for second place. Bradley Wilson's going to take second. And Keith Bradley is going to be behind Quentin Castleberry, but they're all behind Max Steck. Now we gotta remember Steck went in there earlier, and he still has that damage on his car. Steven Thomas's car looks absolutely brand spanking new, like all Toyota Tundras do. Not sponsored. And Quentin Casper's got a pretty clean car as well.
Yeah, so obviously Wilson's gonna have a huge advantage here. He's been through the field. Now he knows what he has to do. He's up in the top 5. And yeah.
16 cars on the lead lap too. But Steck could do something here. Stop it to the pits and get all that damage repaired. Which is probably not what he doesn't want to do, because remember, Steck is our pole sitter. He knows how to get around here fast. He just had a very bad draw with Wilson getting into the back of him. So this could be the perfect amount of karma for Wilson to be like, hey, you thought you could get rid of me, but I know I'm the fastest round here right now. And I did this to get back to the front. So Max Steck might be thinking galactic brain-sized plays right now ahead of the entire field.
Very curious how this is going to start out with this damage. We can have a very big issues going into turn 1. He doesn't seem to drive it in as deep, which gave Keith Bradley the opportunity to pass him in the first.
Keith Bradley is down into the 3rd row right now. He's not going to be even close to him to make that dive even more.
If Steven Thomas knows how to run that outside lane, he might be able to pull off.
And also, it's lap 1. You don't want to be that guy to be like, full on aggression, lap 1. And so he's just taking it easily. Now, with 20 laps to go when we go back to green flag racing, it could change drastically for Max Steck.
Yes. Yes, it can.
As we're getting ready to go, as we sit on that back straight. Well, 20 laps to go when we go back to... 20 laps to go when we go back to green flag racing. Who is your pick?
I don't know. Steven Thomas has been strong, but I've been looking at Wilson. He knows how to make it through the field, and he's very up. So he's kind of the underdog so far out of the top 5. And Keith Bradley, he's also very strong, but I'm assuming you got to pick Steven Thomas.
I'm picking Max Steck, actually.
Ooh. Yeah, he's had a rough 2 stages, but he might be able to pull it off in this stage with
rough stage.
He doesn't.
Rough first stage. That second stage of his, he was doing very well. Got up into the top 4 after being in 17th. Talk about going through the field. Max Steck knows how to go through the field. It's just that the luck and his pit stop put himself perfectly into the front of the grid, as he will be in charge of the grid on when they go. I feel like Thomas and Wilson might have a little bit of collision at the start of this race, on this restart. We're going to find out. They're behind the pace car. Lights are out on the pace car. A little bit of contact already happening between these two. Pace car pulls off. Stage 3 underway here at Watkins Glen for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here on Racecraft TV.
Look at the gap Max has on the field already. He is not leaving any room for error going through this first corner. That's
Thomas. Thomas is shot off.
Going into the off track right there. That loses a lot of time. Now he's got to get through that field. Oh, what a... Not the best place to have a mistake happen, that's for sure. Max Steck has Castleberry starting to gain on him, but Curious how that damage is going to play out with Draft and Wilson, who has damage as well.
Castleberry has the cleanest car out of all of them. But we haven't seen Castleberry running up near the front. The farthest up he's been has been in third place. He hasn't been up in the front all day. And he's now going to be behind Max Steck, who we all know is incredibly fast around here.
Yes, very fast, but look at Wilson. He's trying to get up to Castleberry, but Bradley's not going to give him much room going through these corners either. There's going to be some tight racing for the first couple laps, and even Rogie looking into the inside of the top 5.
Yeah, Nathan Rogie looking very good as well. And going wide, that's Keith Bradley almost into the wall, and here comes Rogie. And also coming out of the first corner, here comes Castleberry on Steck. Castleberry deciding not to go for it, but Rogie definitely sending it on Bradley. That's going to bunch up the field just a little bit. Bradley looking back down low and trying to go for that swoop shot, but it's not going to work. Rogie up into 4th place. Gosh, I love the S's and just the shot of everyone going up the S's. We ride on board of Clinton Castleberry. Closing in on Max Steck, heading into the bus stop. Very early off the gas. Steck a little bit of a wiggle heading into the corner.
But good drive off. That is everything you need coming off the bus stop.
Wilson is on the bumper of Castleberry right now.
Applying pressure, seeing someone in your mirror can make you do some things that you'd never think you can do. Whether that makes you go faster or makes you make a mistake, pressure is everything when it comes into road racing.
Bradley with a send. Oh, and he's made that work.
Does Rogie have something to come back at Bradley?
No, he does not. Bradley does not go wide at all. He has that corner made. Just has a little bit of a draft to be hurting him. But up front, Wilson looking deep on Castleberry. Now the more that these two fight, the more it's going to allow Steck to run away. And here they go. They're battling. It's not going to be for long. Wilson up into 2nd place.
And look at Bradley's now trying to make the move on Castleberry as quick as he can and not let the leaders out of his sights. Using the draft to your advantage can help a lot, but that dirty air just changes your car when you enter a corner.
Indeed it does. Heading into the bus stop. Look how deep Bradley can send it through there. Look how much time he's getting on Castleberry. I don't know. I know Keith Bradley races dirt races, but honestly, by the speed he took that bus stop, you could have convinced me that he was a professional bus driver, and I wouldn't be surprised because, man, he just screamed it through there.
Oh, and look at Wilson getting closer and closer to Steck. You know that Steck is hearing that Jaws music coming towards him. Can he hold him off for the next 15 laps? 17 laps?
Well, Wilson and Steck, we know, very consistent drivers. Both of them not making that much of mistakes. But Wilson is a little bit more hot than Max Steck. He's looking a little bit more fiery than Steck. So I'm expecting in the next corner into the bus stop, we're going to see a send for the lead by Wilson. Steck does have that more damage on the front end, so his top speed is not going to be that much. But look how deep Wilson just sends it through there.
Wilson having really good bus stop speed coming around the corner. Looking to the inside, coming off the carousel, just not going to have enough room to get there.
They continue racing on. Steck, Wilson, Castleberry are top 3.
Look at Castleberry starting to getting closer and closer to Wilson.
Yeah,
putting
he
the
wants
pressure
to spot
on.
back.
Yeah, he knows that as soon as someone gets out in front, it's very easy to pull away. So.
Ooh, big wheel by Wilson.
That might give Castleberry the opportunity to go inside here.
He's looking. He's trying to fake Wilson out, but Wilson ain't buying any of that.
Ooh. Castleberry getting a little loose coming off the exit of there, but Steck still holding him off with that pitting strategy. Is that might
Dimmer's
Dimmer
around.
in the wall.
That's in the field of traffic, too. Bit of a wig for Ganoiski right there. And Denver's going to have to 20-point turn that.
Yes, for sure. Now watch Stack's exit speed compared to Wilson's.
Wilson manhandling the wheel of that car just to make it do what he wants it to do to catch up to Steck. But Steck coming out of the carousel, it's all him. That bus stop might be Wilson's, but that carousel is definitely Steck's.
Steck can definitely get off the corner a little bit better. It might be because of that damage that you said earlier. He doesn't get as loose coming out of the corner. But look at Wilson. Ooh. Is that contact?
I think that's a little bit of bump drafting right now. We aren't at Daytona, but they bump drafting on the road courses. Steck going wide, and Wilson into the lead.
Yeah, now Castleberry needs to make every opportunity count trying to get to Wilson, because once Wilson's out front, we know that he could just pull. So mistakes are going to be huge, and can Max get himself back in front?
Well, he needs to get control of his car right now, because he's got Keith Bradley all over him right now. We're going to see Keith Bradley. Well, I'm surprised didn't see Keith Bradley sending it to the bus stop, because Stack is a little bit loose right now and ununified with his car after going wide of that final corner with 15 laps to go. We still got a long way to go, and now might be a good time to be thinking about your tires and saving them for the ending part where you really need them. As Bradley, it's another waiting move on. Bradley might be saving his tires to just keep the leaders in check right here.
That could be a very key opportunity, but it is very hard to pass in these trucks, and sometimes you got to make it happen when you just have the slightest chance.
Oh, it feels like you're just idling the car heading into turn one at that speed.
Yeah, the grip on these trucks and the brakes on these trucks are just so terrible.
I've heard of ARCA brakes, but you know, I feel like they're rivaled.
ARCA brakes are worse.
Ooh, big wiggle by Bradley.
Top four starting to check out among the field, but this four-way battle for the lead is still, everyone has their sights set on that leader, not giving up very much time every lap.
Up our battle box right now. Castleberry in second, half a second behind of Wilson, as it's really a battle of two separate battles. Wilson and Castleberry and Steck and Bradley. Steck going out wide. Bradley tried to go for the swoop back. Not going to work for him. 13 laps to go.
As the clock ticks down, it's more of when do you want to make it.
Castleberry has spun it!
Ah, man, Castleberry had that opportunity to go for the lead. Now Wilson has an even bigger gap.
So unfortunate for Clinton. Castleberry was doing everything right today, and he falls down to 9th place after that. And now the battle for second is alive as they're trying to catch up to our leader.
We'll have the pace. It clearly looks Steck's exit speed around the bus stop is just not quite up to pace as Wilson's and Bradley's, but coming off the carousel is just huge with how quick you can get your foot down.
And here comes Bradley. Saw a send by him into this corner. He's not going to do it this time. And I feel like he knows that he shouldn't try to go for a send, as the more you battle behind somebody and with somebody, the more the car in front of you are going to pull away. So I feel like him and Steck might start trying to work with each other and try to catch up with Wilson up ahead. For now, I must say. You know, plans change throughout the race, and I feel like with 5 laps to go, if they're not on the back end of Bradley Wilson, they're going to start just throwing punches at each other. But currently, I feel like it's a little bit of teamwork going to happen between them.
Very possible. Look through this battle. It seems to just be nice and smooth so far right now. It's when do you make the pass? When do you say enough is enough and start trying to go after the leader?
All the time. All the time. And well, Bradley thinks he's faster right now. He's going to try to go for it on Steck. And, ooh, both of them getting a little rough and tumble with each other.
Very close racing here, and Steck using the defensive line in the middle of the track, not giving that inside up.
Bradley's done this switchback move time by time again. But that was very risky by both of them. And now that lead has dropped down to 2 seconds. And coming out of the turn 1, that is Cinnamon going very slow. Oh, and Castleberry. Castleberry into the guardrail out of turn 1. Oh, no. And look at this. Steck and Bradley still nose to tail with each other. Here comes Bradley. Bradley looking low on Steck. Side by side they go. To the penultimate corner. Bradley down low on Steck. Bradley up in a second.
Steck had something for him right through this corner. It doesn't look like it. And Steck going kind of wide through the entry of the corner.
He's trying to get the speed off the exit. That's what he's trying to do.
Got it.
But it's not gonna. He does not provide that big of a. In these cars, it's not going to provide that much of a advantage going wider, especially if the car in front of you is just taking the racing line normally. Now, in a side-by-side fight, if you go wide, you will have the speed coming out of the run. But if you're following a guy, if you go wide, you're just losing yourself time. Especially if somebody just nails that line down.
Look at Steven Thomas up into 6th place. He's trying to gain the time on the...
Remember, bad pit stop for him.
No, Steven Thomas had a good pit stop. Steven Thomas was the one that's almost spun.
Thomas gripped up at the start. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Thomas gripped up at the start and shot off the track.
These cold tires just got to him maybe, and now he's back here. The gap to him and the leader is 7 seconds, so I'm not saying that's out of reach, but you have to go pretty fast.
Gregory looking loose. Gregory jumped onto the brakes, and Thomas jumps up into 5th place. Now that was a weird one.
Making some good lap times here. We look this time by who Keith Bradley doesn't seem to be gaining much time on Wilson. These two have been at it the whole race, it seems, ever since the beginning of the race. And same with Stack. Stack was there in the first few laps, and now the damage is coming into play and tire conservation's coming into play.
On board Bradley, we can see a good comparison between him and Steck through the bus stop. Both of them are faster in different parts of the track, and that's kind of providing this push and pull between them. But the problem is, the more they continue to do that, Bradley Wilson is just pulling away. And well, with 2.5 seconds right now, I think you're thinking of a miracle if you're Bradley or Steck.
Yeah, but here at Watkins Glen, anything can happen. You know, we've seen Steven Thomas blow the first corner, and Even Bradley go a little too wide off of a corner and get a little loose, that could lose a lot of time. So you got to make sure that you hit your marks every lap, and it will find its way to reward you.
As right behind him, it goes absolutely crazy between these two. Both of them going wide off of turn 1. Bradley staying ahead of Steck through the S's as they continue to race along here. Through the bus stop they go. Bradley staying ahead of Steck for second, but that gap is ever more increasing. But we do have a good fight right behind him. Look at this, Stephen Gregory on Thomas. Gregory just staying back there on Thomas. We saw him get onto the brakes actually and just let him by. Gregory is actually our hardest charger, our Southern Auto Glass hardest charger award leader with plus 18 laps now. I don't believe, did he do a qualifying lap? Yes, we're going back to this again. And Keith Bradley's made a mistake. Bradley has spun it, and that's allowed Max Steck to go into second place.
Like I said, miracles happen. Just sadly, it was for the wrong person. If you're
5
Bradley.
seconds now separates Wilson and Steck.
Yeah, Wilson's loving this, but he still has to hit his marks. He does not want to have happen to him what happened to Thomas and Bradley. Look at Thomas looking into the top 3 here.
Rogie looking very good for Thomas. Thomas closed in on the 91. The 23 looking absolutely mighty fine right now. We know on how fast that 23 is.
That 23's been fast all night, but those simple mistakes can ruin that track position you have. And clearly he has a gap of almost 7 seconds, but he's been closing that gap, but I don't think it will be fast as a car goes
Bradley!
flying.
That was Bradley!
Oh no, Bradley.
Off into the accumulator.
He's going to rejoin, right? Ooh. Look back, Rogie holding off that 3rd spot. He does not want to give that up, as I know I wouldn't. Oh. Ooh. Thomas still like knowing that that's a top 3 spot now due to the mistakes.
I feel like he's trying to get another one because Rogie, he had a mistake earlier on as well. As they continue to go on into the bus stop, 6 laps to go. Rogie early.
Oh.
Thomas going to have to take an evasive action right there.
Slow down penalty for that. That's going to take a lot of time off of where he has had to make up.
Oh no!
Another position. It doesn't look like it, but possibly.
Oh, that is probably the worst feeling. You feel like you got the greatest run in the world, that the guy in front of you checks up hard into there, and there's no way to go but across the grass, and you have to serve that penalty. And, you know, that's what leads to guys getting dumped in the rounds after that, or punched in the face after a race.
Very true, but Thomas, he's been strong all day. I do believe he can get back to the bumper of Rogie, but to get around him is going to be very difficult.
Indeed, and well, we're going to see on this charge again to get back to Rogie, and for things to go Thomas's way, they definitely need to be looking a little bit better, and just have a unfortunate incident happen to Nathan Rogie ahead of him. But you know, the odds of that happening with 5 laps to go are starting to slim down, and also get bigger with the amount of tires, the amount of tire wear on these cars.
Very true, but look at Thomas. He just has crazy speed through the bus stop, and I don't think he was expecting Rogie to break where like a little earlier than his braking zone has been for the past couple laps. Your braking zones have to change when you get to the bumper of a car, and that definitely did not work in Thomas's favor.
We bring up our lap time comparison between Thomas and Rogie. As red means he's gaining, green means he's losing. And 7/10 faster that lap for Stephen Thomas. Last lap, Stephen Thomas is the fastest car in the top 10.
Pulling off these quick times is huge at this point in the stage, but there's not much time left, and I don't know if he can get there in 2 seconds now. Get those 2 seconds back, but what a run he's performed today.
Yeah, Stephen Thomas, definitely a good performance. Started in 5th, won a stage, and
got second in this first stage.
Yeah, definitely good results here, and you know, top 5 to end the day if it stays like this. But you know, like we said, things are looking up right now, and anything can happen.
Look,
oh, including bad stuff as well. Round the outside goes Gregory.
I'm sure Thomas definitely wants that spot back, but Gregory, he's been pretty quiet this whole race.
20,
and
20 points.
He's up 20 spots since he started. Wow. He's put on
points.
I don't either.
But the Paleon Designs 61 Toyota Tundra. Oh man, that thing's a flying. But speaking of a flying, somebody is a flying today. Bradley Wilson with 3 laps to go. Man, nobody can stop this guy. Oh, and there we go. Thomas down low on Gregory. And he picks that spot back up. And oh no! Gregory! Into the wall! Out of the bus stop.
Awards. Here comes Zach Adams.
Well, if Adams passes him, they will be tied with overtakes. They're both sitting at 16 now. If Adams passes him, it's currently 17-15. And oh man, that is not what you wanted to happen with 3 laps to go.
No, like I said though, things can happen, and that gives Thomas more of a reason to get up to Rogie, but I don't think the gap.
Bradley Wilson is in the wall! Bradley Wilson is in the wall! And that has Max Stack into the lead with 2 laps to go! And,
now, I don't even know what to say to that, as like I said, things happen, and I'm sure Thomas now with a top 3 in this opportunity. Max Steck, the pole sitter that got wrecked in early stages in this race, now having an opportunity to steal the race win away from a small incident.
Took the pits a lap earlier on the last lap of stage number 2 to position himself back into the lead of this race, and he tried to hold it on for the charging Bradley Wilson, and he did everything he could. Fell back for a little bit of a spot into second place, but now Steck, he's back into the lead. He played the long game. White flag is in the air for Max Steck. And what did I say at the start of this stage?
Oh, Max Steck did have it. He was there when he needed to. He was there when it needed to be. When he needed to be. And look at him now. He's in the lead on the last lap with a 3-second gap on the next car. Now, I'm not saying anything can happen on this final lap.
Oh, yeah,
so far, he's been
within the last 3 laps, we said anything could happen and something happened to somebody we were cheering for. So, let's say it again. Anything can happen. You got 4 turns to go. But, man, that is a feel-good story for Max Steck to get back into the lead.
I'm sure he is. He was not planning on winning the race off of that pitting call, but look at him. He made it work, and Nathan Rogie making up some time, but it's not going to be enough. Is Max Steck coming through the last two corners right here?
Heading 2 corners to go. A bit of a checkup right there. He can do whatever he wants. He's got 1 second, 1.5 seconds. He's going to take that final. He's out of fuel. Max Steck is out of fuel. But it's going to be enough for him. Max Steck takes the win.
What a run for Max Steck. Even Steven Thomas making it work in the top 3. And Nathan Rogie, like, he's been quiet the whole race, you know, sitting where he needed to be, and he pulled off a P2. Great run from all these guys.
Now, but what a win. But Max Steck, start of the race, was bumped away by Bradley Wilson. And then with 2 laps to go, Bradley Wilson goes into the wall. Karma. And, man, Steck, a 28-year-old from Long Island, New York, wins his home race, technically, in Watkins Glen, New York, here for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series.
Now I'm hearing on the radio that he was content with 3rd, but to pull off a win after you're already content with what you had is incredible feeling, and to win with a car that damaged is insane.
And Wilson had a great job, and ooh, you know, he's burning it down. I feel like he's done everything he could, but those tires were dead. But you know what? What's better than just doing a little slide because your tires are dead? Doing it on purpose. And he's gonna burn it down here at Watkins Glen. Max Steck with a absolutely glorious win here today. Lady Luck was on his side, and I'm pretty sure his 2 dogs were as well, as he carries with him on his car all the time. Let's take a look at our race results as Steck continues to have a little bit of fun down on the straight. Max Steck takes the win ahead of Nathan Rogie, followed by Steven Thomas, Bradley Wilson, Keith Bradley, Chris Cinnamon, Stephen Gregory, Zach Adams, Justin Scruggs, Lance Miller, Tyler Dittmer, Quentin Casper, Scott Osment, Jeffrey Sickles, Tyler Daniels, Dane Hagan, Ben Ganowiski, Robert Richards right behind them, followed by Taylor Peacock, Jonathan Munda, Michael Adamson, Michael McKinnon, Dan Gallant, and Matthew Highmore at the end of this 24-car grid. But all the eyes are on the 05 of Max Steck, who just led this race not for 4 laps.
I was it counting? I gotta check.
He's led the least amount of laps here today, certainly.
Out of all the people that led the laps, yes.
Yeah. Out of all of our podium finishers, they've all led at least 1 lap. But Max Steck was the least amount of laps led, takes the win after a spicy opening corners, and then turn 1 was just a main killer for everybody. And well, as we're waiting on Max, let's go reverse order and let's bring in Steven first. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Steven Thomas, who is standing by with Peyton.
Hey Steven, how you doing?
Good, guy. How you doing?
Oh man, I got a few questions that I gotta ask you. Did you even think that you were gonna be in the top 3 position when you decided to hook left off that that final stage restart?
Yeah, decided to hook left, man. To be completely honest with you, man, when I dropped back to 10th, I made that my goal. Let me get a podium and an interview, man. And luckily, the guys, Keith Bradley and Bradley Wilson, I guess, both spun out and gave me that opportunity. So yeah, I tried to make that my goal because I was fast. I lost that race because of that turn, but I couldn't.
And you were the fastest car in the field. I kept watching those lap times, and you were just clicking off positions every lap. And Man, even your pitting, like every pit stop that you had was one of the fastest in the field, and that was amazing to watch. Before you went into the corner, and did you think that you had that race won?
Oh yes, I told myself if I could just get in first and hold off Keith really because Max had damage from the first stage there. If I could just hold off Keith just for one lap, I figured I could pull away from everybody and win that race. But I was so nervous going into turn one that somebody was going to dive in there and hit me, so I dove in there a little bit too hard myself.
Yeah, things happen. But before I let you go, is there anybody that you would want to thank for this top 3 finish?
Everybody involved: Michael McKinnon, Brady, Mission One Esports, uh, Quizzy for my paint jobs, Michael McKinnon for my paint job. Everybody that watches, man, I got a lot of family that tunes in and watches this and is constantly giving me hell for not being able to finish. And once again, here it is. So everybody involved, you guys at the broadcast, man, I really appreciate you all. And yeah.
Well, it was good talking to you. Well, now you can tell your family that you pulled off a top 3, and
Yeah,
yeah,
I guess.
and yeah. So,
All right, man, I
congratulations on
appreciate
the
it.
top
Have a good
3.
night.
You too.
And joining us now is Nathan Rogie, who, man, Nathan had a good race today. He was always up near the front. And, well, one small mistake at the start on the restart, and he was powering his way through there and was able to finish up in second place. And with the amount of stuff happening in front of him, we thought he was able to take the lead very soon.
What's up, guys? That was a crazy race.
Nathan,
Can't believe I got second.
how was that race and how were those ending laps? How were those tires and trying to keep that car pointed forward?
Yeah, it was rough. They get slippery. I'm sure you saw. But yeah, it was fun though. I had a great race. It was fun trying to catch Steck. I couldn't catch him though. I don't know how they got his backup car off the truck that fast. I swear he nailed the wall. But dude was flying.
You were flying as well today. Talk about racing at Watkins Glen compared to any other race. Do you train extremely hard going into this, or do you just like look at it on the schedule and just go, road course?
Nah, I don't train really. I just hop on if I can if I'm not working. Get on and hang out with my RTR boys.
Well, pretty sure the
Sucks. I
RTR
feel
boys
bad for.
gonna be very happy about
said-
that finish here today.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Feel bad for Clint and Dustin though. They were super fast.
Well, before
Wish
we
they
let
were
you
up here
go
with me.
and let you hang out with your boys even more, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank RTR, my team, my teammates, Red Tucker, obviously, crew chief, track racer, my girlfriend Chi Chi. She's a good supporter. And Malware Bytes, Prosper Engineering, Primary Jeep and Hummers, I think. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Thanks for having me here. I like being in here. I don't get to come to this lobby very often.
Well, hopefully throughout the season we'll be seeing you a lot more. Congrats on the second place, and we're going to bring it over to our race winner, who is standing by with Mr. Peyton Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, Max Steck.
What's going on?
Hey Max, man, congratulations on that win. I can't believe you even pulled that off. But I saw you going into pit early before the stage was ended. Obviously it was planned, but what was running through your head when you were coming up to that end of the stage?
I mean, I only run 2 truck races a year, so it's a win or nothing thing for me. So once I wrecked, I got that tap early on. I was like, that's it. The only way I'm getting back up there is to do an early pit and then come back out in front and work just like I wanted it to.
Man, that was incredible. When you got tapped, did you believe, or before you got tapped, did you believe that race was definitely yours coming off that off the start?
Yeah, I've been cocky all day about it.
Man, pulling off a top 3 just in general, coming off of a wreck like that, and then pulling off the lead. How was the track and driving that damaged car?
The car sucked. That was the worst car I've ever driven in iRacing. I am sweating my ass off. That like I can't even explain how slow the car was.
And when you seen Wilson and Bradley start, or when you saw Bradley get together with or go wreck, did you automatically think that you had it in the bag after that point? Or Wilson,
Uh,
sorry.
when Keith was behind me, I was holding him up, and I was like, I could probably stay ahead of him, but I'm gonna burn my stuff up. I'll let him go because I could tell he was getting loose everywhere. I'm like, he's gonna burn his stuff up. I'll get him back maybe. So when I had a feeling he was gonna lose it. I did not expect whoever that was in first. I don't even remember. I was content with third. I was totally cool with third. I mean, I'm stoked to win. Especially after that, I thought my car was wrecked. I was ready to just back out and quit.
Yeah, seeing that that after I saw you wreck, I was for sure thought you were down on horsepower. Not only that, but your aero was just not gonna work, but you somehow pulled it off. So congratulations. And before I let you go, is there anyone that you want to thank?
Yeah, my wife Sarah, my parents, Wayne Paul Corp, Global Office Suites, Copper, Penny on the back. I think that's it. 2 guys ahead of me for wrecking. Thank you.
I'm sure they're not very grateful for that one, but yeah. So thanks for talking to us and congratulations on that win. And Austin, if you want to ask any more questions.
We're good all over here. Thank you everyone for joining us for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here at beautiful Watkins Glen, New York. New Yorker won here at his home race today, and probably the luckiest fashion out of all. So if he's got any more luck, he'll be betting on the lottery tonight, honestly, because it might go his way, like it certainly has. Thank you everyone for joining us here for another great NASRA stream for the Truck Series here on Racecraft TV. I have been joined by Peyton Hill. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian Builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian Builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.